This video is a demonstration of Cetec ERP in action at a job shop. The job shop that we are demoing is Gemini Plastics. That is our company, and we use Cetec ERP every day. So we thought we'd do a little demo and show you guys how we use it in every area of our business. Let's get right into it. Welcome to Gemini Plastics. We are a plastic component manufacturer in De Pere, Wisconsin, and we've been using Cetec ERP for about 6 years, and we've recently partnered with them and formed GP Tech. We're a value-added reseller of Cetec ERP, and we also offer some consultation. So this is just a demo of the software in action at our company, Gemini Plastics, and we're going to start right at the top at sales, work our way all the way through to shipping and invoicing. So here's our president, Joe, looking at sales opportunities, and he sees a hot lead. He's going to assign it to our outside salesperson, Kim. Cetec ERP is a web-based ERP system, meaning that it runs on an internet browser. You can access it on just about any device that has an internet browser: tablet, laptop, desktop PC, Windows, Mac, Linux, anything. This gives salespeople really great access while they're on the road, which is very useful. Here you can see Kim using a tablet and a Wi-Fi hotspot to log into the system remotely and stay connected while he's on the road. Kim is working within a sales opportunity in Cetec where he can compile any information about that part or that customer and can easily convert it into a quote in just a few clicks. After he's converted it into a quote, assign it to an estimator where that person will then calculate pricing and get back to our customer. In an integrated system like Cetec, you can easily maintain all your information from sales right into estimating. Next, we're going to go ahead and say hi to Sherry in estimating, and she's also using the remote nature of Cetec to get some work done at a local coffee shop. She's going to take that input from sales and create a quote. Cetec has all the tools you need to calculate material costs for your products. At Gemini, our bill of materials are very minimal and small, 1 to 3 items. We make component pieces, but we understand that a lot of people make very complex assemblies, might have sub-assemblies, and Cetec supports either of these needs. You can have extremely complex bombs with tons of layers, or you could have very simple bombs like we do. Besides material costs, we are also going to have to calculate our labor needs. Cetec allows you to generate very detailed labor plans, and you can take those inputs all the way through to production. When we're building those labor plans, we can use images, we can use videos, anything we can link out to in the labor plan. We can make required sign-offs, and those sign-offs ensure that any specific task operation that is very critical to be done in order for that product to be compliant for our customer gets completed with a signature level burden of proof. In this particular example that we're walking through, I'm going to make a sign-off for a ROHS and a Cert of Conformance document, which comes up for us regularly as we work in manufacturing, and you'll see it carry through all the way to the end, and we will definitely get that detail nailed for our customer. Once we have our BOM and our labor plan complete, we will pull it into a quote document that we can send to our customer so they can review it. One really nice part of Cetec is we can create that document in an automated fashion. It pulls all the information right out of the system and compiles it very neatly, and with one click we can email that right over to our customer. All the contacts that would be relevant are pulled right into this form. Don't even have to log into our email, and we can send it straight over to them. I know this varies depending on what line of work you're in, but in our industry, your time to quote is critical. We will sometimes win jobs strictly based on how fast we can get an estimate to that customer. Now that our customer has a quote, we're going to fast forward through time a little bit here and assume that our customer gave us the order. We were fast with our quote, we were competitive with our pricing, and we won the order. So now that we won the order, we got to do some customer service work and send an order acknowledgement so our customer is aware that we have the order and have committed it into our system and are getting to work. In order to do that, we will say hi to another Gemini employee, Maddie, who works for us in customer service. Maddie likes to travel, and since we have a remote-friendly system at Gemini, all you need is an internet connection, we are able to employ people who are traveling and who are on the road. And Maddie happened to be in Puerto Rico when I filmed this video. When I asked her to send me a clip of her working on an acknowledgement, she said, "I'm on the beach, is that okay? Should I go in the hotel room?" And I said, absolutely not, the beach will work. So creating an acknowledgement document is really no problem in Cetec. Since we already have all these valuable inputs from earlier processes, it's going to aggregate those all into an acknowledgement document. With one click, we can commit that order to the system. With another, we can email it out to the customer. No time, no effort, very simple and straightforward. This congruency between processes is a trend that you're going to see going forward as this demo goes on. So now that we've sent an acknowledgement to the customer and we've committed that order into our system, it's time to get to work. First, we're going to have to do some planning, right? Any good project begins with planning. Now the workflows in Cetec are very flexible. You can have orders default to whatever stage you want. For us, we believe that every order should start in a queue called production planning, where it gets a quick overview and we make sure that we're happy with how we've set up the labor plan, the BOM, everything. And that helps us ensure that the whole order will go according to plan. Once we are happy with production planning, we've made any required sign-offs, any changes to our labor plan that are necessary, we're going to go ahead and do some purchasing. To begin this process, we'll say hi to another remote employee, my wife Cassidy, who works for Gemini part-time in purchasing. She uses a tool in Cetec called MRP, or Material Requirements Planning. This is a very powerful tool that's generally only available in much more expensive and harder to obtain software, especially for a smaller company, but Cetec includes it at no extra charge. What MRP does is it looks at all the orders in the system, it takes all of the material requirements you've set up in the quoting stage, and it puts it all together into basically a shopping list. It pulls out all the ship dates, the work start dates, it pulls out all your cost, your vendor information, and it puts it into one list where you can very quickly make purchasing decisions and create POs in a very efficient manner. This is highly automated and extremely powerful. Now that we use this tool, we can't imagine going back. I mean, purchasing takes easily half the time that it used to. And besides being faster, it's more accurate, and it's very difficult to make silly mistakes where you move a decimal point and you accidentally order 10 times of something that you actually needed. But even with these tools, sometimes it's good to have management approvals on purchasing. You're spending the company's money after all, and we do that at Gemini with one layer of management reviews. You can have as many management approval queues as you would like in Cetec through the workflow function, which is available in purchasing, sales, production, quoting, many areas. Now that we've done our purchasing, let's fast forward time a little bit again, and let's get our raw materials in. So the raw materials have hit our dock. Time to do some receiving. The receiving process in Cetec is extremely straightforward and happens largely on one screen. The receiving function supports lot traceability as well as incoming inspections. Receiving a product in Cetec is as simple as typing in the purchase order number and selecting the line that you wish to receive in. After you've clicked receive, you have the option to move it to a bin to organize your inventory. These bins can be very simple. Let's say, for example, you have a red cart like we do here, and that is for materials that are needed immediately in the shop. You can make the bin red cart. Or if it's product that's going to be sitting for a while, you can label every shelf in your warehouse, as we have done at Gemini, and put it in a very detailed bin name, so when production needs it, they can go to the exact shelf that they need to pick their product. All right, so we got materials, we have all the customer information, everything we need to get started on production. So let's catch up here. We've done a lot up until this point. Our salesperson has collected information, passed that on to quoting. Quoting has generated a labor plan and a bill of materials, passed it along to customer service. Customer service has let our customer know that the order is committed and in our system, and passed it through to production planning. Production planning has noted any critical requirements, created any sign-offs that were missed in quoting. Production planning has passed that along to purchasing. Purchasing used really powerful tools in Cetec to make informed purchasing decisions. Our materials have arrived on time and have been incoming inspected. They're good to go. Now it's time to make some product. And all of this was done without duplicating a single input or using any other tools outside of Cetec ERP. So with a little movie magic here, we're done with production, and it's time to bring it over to inspection. If you remember earlier in the video, we made a COC and ROHS sign-off. We have a couple documents that this customer requires, and we do not want to miss these, or we will hear about it, right? So we're going to go ahead and move it to inspection and ensure that we create those documents. I'll show you how to do that in Cetec. Creating these documents in Cetec is honestly trivial. We click one button in Cetec and that COC is generated right away for us, as well as the ROHS document. If there are any other documents that you would need to be created that would pull information out of your system, that can be done. Any document can be customized and made from scratch even if you want. Also at this stage, if we wanted to do any kind of inspection or first article inspection, we could do that, but that's not required on this order, just those two documents. So once we make those, we will fill out the sign-off to acknowledge to our system that that requirement has been met. When we do that sign-off, it will unlock our ability to move it to the next department. So actually, if that inspection step was missed, if that document was not created, that order would be stuck in that queue, and that's very valuable. That keeps you from missing secondary operations or documentation requirements such as this, or anything else that's critical to your product that you cannot have be missed. All right, we're on the home stretch, so now time to do some shipping. In order to do that, we will look at the invoice and ship screen in Cetec. The shipping employee is presented with all the necessary information to properly ship this order, address, shipping method, packing requirements, and more are all immediately available on one screen. Before invoicing, the employee can generate a packing slip as well as shipping labels or any other custom labels that will be required to properly ship that product compliant with your customer requirements, including barcoded labels. Before we hit ship and invoice, we can go ahead and add tracking information or any freight charges to this order, and all we have to do to finish it up is click Create Invoice. And we've completed this order. I will look at the details and serial screen just to show off the traceability a little bit in Cetec. We can trace back to our exact labor costs. We can see what PO the material that was used on that order was from. We can see what bin it came from. We can see as much information as we need if we later need to take a look at this order. Maybe we had a problem. And what's awesome is all this data is retained indefinitely, and hosting is actually included with Cetec. So there we go. We ran through an entire order from sales to invoicing. Cetec allows us to do these in an average of 15 minutes, and this used to be closer to 30 in our more paper-based legacy ERP system we had prior. And we were able to do it all in one program, and that is very valuable and reduces your software costs and reduces confusion within your system. Now, obviously, I didn't show every single function of Cetec. That would be very difficult to do in one video in a succinct way, but it also has accounting, quality control, tool tracking, tool maintenance, etc., and much more. Cetec takes a much simpler and more straightforward approach to pricing than most of the ERP industry. It's $40 per month per user and $20 per month per user for production-only users that just don't need as much functionality. But for $40, you get every module I talked about in this video and more. They do have optional upgrades such as a QuickBooks integration or UPS and FedEx integration, but these are all optional and they're upfront about these costs as well. Where the costs can vary is implementation. If you're a small company and this is your first ERP system and you're willing to watch some instructional videos and learn how to do it yourself, you could do it for $0. Or if you'd rather have training from Cetec, you'd rather migrate data from an old system, etc., you might have to spend a bit more. But this is very flexible and dependent on your specific scenario. GP Tech offers consultation and support for people switching ERP systems, or if you're just trying to implement more of your ERP at your company, we are experts in Cetec, and we are value-added resellers in Cetec. We have first-hand experience transitioning our manufacturing company, Gemini Plastics, into this software from a legacy ERP system, and we really want to take that experience and use it to help others. So we have two different consulting packages. The first being a virtual package. For $500, you get 2 hours of virtual support from us where we will do as in-depth of a virtual meeting as we possibly can to make sure that you have all your questions answered and that you are very comfortable in your transition to your new system. And then we have another package that includes those same virtual hours, but also a day of on-site where we will just be there helping you. Go ahead and email us at help@gptechusa.com or check out our website, www.gptechusa.com. You can fill out the contact form there and set up a meeting. We'd love to talk to you. That is all I got for this video. Thank you so much if you made it through to the end. If you're interested in Cetec ERP, please reach out. We would love to talk to you. No obligation. We can even give you a free trial if you want to just play around in the software for 30 days. I think you'll be really impressed. So until next time, I'd really appreciate it if you want to hit the like button, maybe hit subscribe if you want more ERP knowledge in the future. But either way, thank you for watching. See you next time.